As you can see, the campaign hasn't cooled down any overnight. Scott Jennings did political analysis for the George W. Bush White House for a long time, and he joins us live tonight from Louisville, Kentucky. It's great to see you. So we've got a new CNN poll out on this. It's just one poll of last night's debate, asking people, who do you think won? Not clear how scientific it is, but it looks like Hillary Clinton won by 13 points. You think that's a valid measure, and how exactly is it measured?
Well, they did two snap polls last night, the CNN poll, and YouGov also did an online panel last night that's scientific. Both found that Clinton won. Although if you look at the CNN data, she's winning all three debates by smaller margins each time. We saw the same thing happen in the Republican primary. Every time there was a debate, it appeared that Donald Trump was getting better at the debate, and therefore his numbers were going up. But what they do is they interview people who watch the debate, registered voters who watch the debate, and they ask them who won. Interestingly, inside the YouGov survey, which showed that Clinton won the debate by about 10 points, they did ask a ballot question, and Clinton only led Trump 47 to 43 among people who watched the debate. So we'll have to see later this week on more national polling, but it looks like even though she won the debate, she's still maybe seeing Trump pick up a little bit of support coming out of it.
Interesting. So if you break down the poll further and you get to the issues, you find that on almost every issue, with the exception of foreign policy, where Hillary leads pretty significantly, either Trump is ahead or they're tied. So if he's winning on most of the issues, but she appears to have won the debate, it suggests that people are really awarding her the victory on style points.
Yeah, style points. You might also look at the factors on temperament and judgment and qualifications to be president. This has been an issue where Trump has struggled. People believe Trump on trade. People believe Trump on the economy in some surveys you look at. And so you're right. On the issues, Trump is very competitive. But, of course, running for president has two parts, issue mastery, and also do you have the temperament and judgment and competence to be president. And that's where Clinton has really been holding Trump down in almost all the national surveys.
Right.
She has a wide lead on those marks, and that has continued after the debate. So over the next 2 weeks, Trump needs to do a better job of showing a better temperament and judgment to try to repair those numbers.
Yeah, it clearly really matters to a lot of people, because if you break down the issues on the question of abortion, which was debated early in the debate last night, 29% of Americans, according to the Gallup poll, think it should be legal under all circumstances. That's her position, not his. He should be killing her, but temperament clearly is undermining him. So all the polls seem to suggest that Trump is in real trouble at this point. I wonder, though, if they are taking into account, sincere question, groups of people who are motivated to vote this cycle who haven't voted consistently in the past. Do you think they're weighting correctly for those groups?
Well, different surveys have different methodology for how they choose likely voters. In some cases, you're just asking people, are you likely to vote? And in some cases, in rare cases, the surveys actually use the voter file, so you can determine by vote history if someone is likely to vote. We have seen the Trump campaign enjoy a bit of an enthusiasm advantage for a lot of the campaign, although that eroded to some degree in October. I talked to a Republican source in Ohio today who tells me they don't think Hillary Clinton is doing quite as well as Obama did in the absentee and early voting period that started about a week ago. They think about this time in 2012, Obama had a 2-to-1 advantage. This time around, they think maybe the Democrats have just a 3-to-2 advantage. So still up, but not by the same amount. So they're using that maybe to look at the possibility that at least in Ohio, the Clinton campaign doesn't quite have the energy or organization. And, of course, in the polling that came out today on Ohio, we see it tied up at 45. That's a state that remains vexing for the Clinton campaign. And, of course, Trump is there having a big rally.
Yeah, and a must-win, obviously, for the Trump campaign. Scott, thanks a lot for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Well, just hours after the final 2016 debate,